And please do not transition if you're not a patient person. Well, I mean, I was impatient in the beginning. Transition will teach you patience. Transition if that is the way that you are, period. And you have no question about it. Transition if it's something that you have to do. Transition if it's do or die. Transition if you realize that you may spend the rest of your life alone, but you don't care because you are selfish enough into yourself that you realize that you have to correct that pain. Transition if you realize that it's going to take a long time, that it's going to endure a lot of pain, but you're strong enough to endure it. Hey YouTube, I'm back again. Today's going to be kind of like a discussion, I think, about maybe the wrong reasons to transition. I think I'm doing this topic today because I see so much of the transgender identity in the news, and and that's a great thing, but I'm also kind of concerned. And I'm concerned in a lot of aspects, and I'm really concerned because I really think that, and I'm not saying most, but I'm saying that there are some people certainly out there, some people that even follow my media, some people that are truly transitioning for the wrong reasons, and I'm going to definitely get into that here on Bambi. First and foremost, I really get tired of some of you out here that think that you're entitled to a partner. If you're transitioning because you want to find a partner, then you're probably fucking transitioning for the wrong reasons. Anybody with common sense knows that you may spend the rest of your life in transition by yourself. And you're not entitled to a partner, you're not owed a partner. And if you're out there thinking that your Prince Charming is going to come along or your magic fairy godmother, you're out of your fucking mind. And I'm just stating that from a real place. I don't understand how some of you out here go into a whole entire journey thinking that you're going to find that magic at the end of the road. Another thing that really kind of gets on my nerves is maybe you haven't seen the best of maybe role models in the transgender community, because a lot of times you don't see girls that have actually had patience like me to endure a transition. What you have is you have people that go out here and spend a whole bunch of money on plastic surgery and claim they're a fucking woman. No, you're not a fucking woman because you go out here and you spend a whole goddamn lot of plastic surgery money on plastic surgery and think that you've made some kind of transformation. You haven't made shit. You went to the doctor, you had a bunch of money, and that's what you had. Transition is a whole lot more than going and having a bunch of plastic surgery. In fact, that's not a transition really at all. That's just kind of like a microwave result. Why is it that we so many times feel the need that we have to be that we need clarity that we're a female, like, or a male? Like, I don't understand that. Like, when you're transgender, that people have to tell you that you're a woman, or people have to tell you that you're a man. Why don't you tell yourself that? Because if you're not telling yourself that and you're doing this, you're probably not transitioning for the right reasons, or your transition isn't going to go as what you may think that you want it to be. That's where it really starts off. It starts off in the mind. Now, I understand that you see a lot of physical results going on with me, and I understand that but that all started off with the mind. See, the thing with me, I never sought clarity from anybody. I never sought acceptance from anybody. I knew something to be true, and I made it come true. That was the bottom line with it. I get really tired of some of you out here that have to have everybody tell you how much of a woman or that you are. How many people have to tell you how much of a man that you are? People don't have to tell you shit. People don't owe you anything, and they certainly don't owe you their opinion of validity. Again, I don't understand. Like, I think that there's just a massive big thing of confusion, and some of you all stop fucking transitioning because you think that it's just going to be this glamorous thing to be a fucking sexy woman, because you think that your sex life is going to be great and phenomenal, and that you think everybody in the world is going to accept it, when most people in the world is not going to accept it. Let me tell you that. I don't care how much it's trended. I don't care how much is in the news. You have to realize what you are doing with yourself. You are literally going from one state of being to the other, something that somebody has known you their whole life, and you're changing everything about yourself. So you thinking that you just come out one day and you just tell somebody, oh, look, I'm going to make this huge transition, and they're just going to digest that, in an hour or in a sentence or in a day or in a week, you're out of your fucking mind. And I get really tired of some of you all here that you've lived your whole life as this, and you've never told anybody anything about this, and you didn't act a certain way, and then all of a sudden you come out with it and everybody's just supposed to be okay with it when nobody had a fucking clue as to what you were battling. Stop thinking the world owes you anything. The world don't owe you shit. People don't owe you, to accept you. People don't owe you a relationship. People don't have to tell you that you look good. People don't have to tell you shit. And like I said, if you're transitioning for those reasons, you're transitioning for the wrong reasons. I know some of you all don't like what I'm saying. I don't give a damn as if you don't like what I'm saying. I'm telling you the truth. The thing with me was that it wasn't like I sat down with dinner one day with mom and being like, oh, I'm transitioning. No, this was something that I was like my whole life. This was something that by the time that I came out, this was something that everybody already knew. So if you're sitting here and you're a really masculine male and you don't tell anybody your feelings, and then one day you tell everybody your feelings, it's not going to be just okay that everybody's just going to accept it at that moment. Why the hell do you think they call this transition or a process? Transformation. It's a long word for a long process. And stop thinking like that being a woman is easy. Because it's far from fucking easy. Let me tell you that. Let me tell you something. As a woman, you have to pick and choose your battles with men because men feel naturally dominant to women and women hate women. I don't know how many times I have to go into this. And not only that, when you've made a transition and you've made your transformation, then you have to deal with the hatred from people that are in the transgender community. So you really can't fucking win, can you? I don't mean to be going off on this topic, and then I want you to understand that. And I'm not trying to dissuade you or sway you from one decision to the other. I'm just telling you that a lot of you are really misinformed, and I'm scared to death because I think a lot of you are transitioning for the wrong reasons. And if you're transitioning for the wrong reasons, you're going to end up in the same limbo that I started off with in my life. And let me tell you something, that is waking up every single day to pure hell. And please do not transition if you're not a patient person. Well, I mean, I was impatient in the beginning. Transition will teach you patience. Transition if that is the way that you are, period. And you have no question about it. Transition if it's something that you have to do. Transition if it's do or die. Transition if you realize that you may spend the rest of your life alone, but you don't care because you are selfish enough into yourself that you realize that you have to correct that pain. Transition if you realize that it's going to take a long time, that it's going to endure a lot of pain, but you're strong enough to endure it. And please, please, please do me a favor. Stop listening to these phony fuckheads, especially these disgraceful so-called role models that are in the transgender community. That, like I said, one day they're a man and the next day they go under the knife and all of a sudden they think they're a woman. You're not a fucking woman. You're a man who's had a bunch of plastic surgery, because I do not respect you if you have not actually endured a process of transition. I have endured a process of transition. Anyway, thanks for tuning into this topic here on Bambi. Don't forget to comment, like, share, and subscribe, and share your ideas below. I'm sorry if I had to go off. I'm sorry if some of you are not going to agree with this topic, but I had to keep shit real. I love you all. I thank you, and thank you so much for spending your time here with me on Bambi. We'll have a talk very, very soon. Bye.